Hi.
Ah,
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
When Kayan attacks. Next time on Fox. I had this thought that I would not manage to make it and get my comic ready before the weekend. And I was like, oh, crap, I only have a few more minutes. Nope, that's exactly what happened. I didn't quite make it.
Damn.
That's all right. We'll finish it tonight and you'll be ready tomorrow morning. But yeah, it was like I knew that would happen too. It was the whole, everybody's like, well, you'll be able to finish it over the weekend. And I'm like, no, I don't think you understand how my weekends always roll out. It's all right.
Yeah.
We are almost.
Yeah, it's been. August has been tough.
Yeah, well, the convention's coming up, and that's a big deal. And we had one of our beloved directors had to resign. And so that was sad. And I just sneezed. That one's not as sad, but it's all thing. So when that person resigned, I ended up taking over all of their divisions. So I went from having like 5 quirky divisions to having 15 quirky divisions, and somehow in all of this, I ended up in charge of like a quarter of the convention, which will change after the first annual meeting in like a month or two, and that'll be fine.
So, other than that, how's it going?
Oh, it's fine. He's fine. I'm actually doing fine with the convention. I'm overwhelmed a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that.
Buddy James was looking at this saying, I can't read this scene. So re-render it. So that's what we're doing.
Sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah. So how are you doing?
I'm getting through the month.
You know
Actually,
what?
today was
Not a bad
the
thing.
first day. Today was the first day in which I was actually able to work and work outside and walk around and actually do things and not have to sit down every 5 minutes.
Oh, hey, that's good.
My body felt pretty normal today, and that felt really good.
Yeah. I'm with that. I'm all about that.
I am too.
I believe my wife would be more than willing to see if you wanted to come over and pull weeds. This has been an ongoing war for her on weeds.
If she wants to come over here and pull, she can pull all the weeds she wants.
Right? She is over the weeds.
We have weeds galore here.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I was just thinking the outside thing. That's been her thing all summer, is killing off these weeds. But she doesn't, she's a hippie, so she doesn't want to use poison, you know. So the weeds are a thing.
I mean, I'm having to go at it with a DR mower.
Yep. Which may or may not work.
No, the DR mower works. In fact, I just changed the strings on it today.
Oh, there you go.
It's the tractors that
don't work.
Yeah.
Where the hell did you save that? Damn it.
Huh?
Just not in the place it was supposed to save it. Yep, desktop. That's where it saved it. And I'm like, where'd you put that thing? That's what I wanted to hear. Because if I'm re-rendering it, it's going to say, hey, do you want to copy over that? Are you sure? But you'll copy over it. Then what will happen? The world will come to an end. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Mr. Bill.
Yeah. So I don't know if you saw, but there's one of the people from Red Team Go, that Whitney,
Mm-hmm.
she was talking about, hey, you know, if anybody wants to, we could do like a painting thing and like get together and do painting and all this. And I went, well, you know, we draw every night. You know, if you want, you could join us.
Join us. Yeah.
So I haven't
That's the
seen her
whole
tonight,
point.
but I gave her the Twitch chats where she could just, you know, come on and draw.
Yeah,
you know,
join
or
us.
paint or whatever.
Keep us company.
So,
Keep us company. Yeah. Got no problem with that. I met Whitney once or twice. She really wasn't there that often at the time that I was there. She was busy. That doesn't mean anything other than she was busy. I mean,
yeah.
it's good to see kind of her back in the saddle again, because I think she got to the point where she was so busy she couldn't work anymore. So nice to see that she's, you know, I don't know very well because, like I said, I only knew her once or twice from a couple of the meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed nice though. I got no problem with her. You know, didn't seem like a bad person or anything. So I think it's cool.
No?
I mean, not like you and me. I mean, we're terrible people.
Yeah, you should see us in real life.
Right? Exactly. That's kind of funny. James was having, my buddy James did the check on this, and he did some serious damage to the story. He was like, I don't understand this picture. The graphic doesn't make sense. You need to redo this. I was like, oh man, because he's not wrong. And you know, he this is the first time that he had seen the comic, so he was doing I don't understand the scale of all of these ships. And I was like, oh, well, that is definitely an issue. You know, it was like, I can't understand what's going on in this scene, you know, and it sucks because he's right. Pretty brutal.
Well,
but I said it. I told all of them to be brutal.
And the thing is that we're so close to it, we don't see the errors.
Right, exactly. And some of them are really like, oh crap. Like he was saying, I don't understand moment. That's a verb, or that's an adjective. Why are they using it as a noun? And I was like, oh, that's a good point. I didn't ever say moment was a planet. You know what I mean? Like I never said moment was a spot.
Yeah.
And so I deleted one of the terms and replaced it with the word planet. You know, why are we at this world? And then the response fit perfectly, because the response was, well, moment is a world with. So there you go. You know, I was able to do that because then the response was perfect for it. But it still was something I hadn't even noticed, you know, and I hadn't caught.
The other way you could have done it is in one of the scenes, had the person go up to the captain and just say, "We'll be arriving at the um,
Moment.
the planet moment."
Yeah.
In and then just give a time.
Sure.
Time
I mean, it worked fine to just have that scene where Bennett and Chang are talking about why are we going to this planet in the first place. It was perfect there because the only problem was that it starts with Bennett saying, "Why are we going to moment?" And that's the first time we hear the words. And then on the second page, Chang's like, "Well, moment is a world that does blah." And I was like, all I need to do is, instead of having Bennett say, "Why are we going to moment?" say, "Why are we going to this world?" You know, because the second line fits perfectly with itself. So it didn't need any changes. It just, Alrighty. No. I'm sure that looks right.
Wow, this scene is still as strong as when I first wrote it.
I love that.
Here's the scene. Because excellent job, Brig. Because so what the flying fuck was that thing? Rosa, honest no shit answer. We don't know. Because so how screwed are we? Because actually, I'm gonna get rid of that because that one doesn't work.
Right.
Because what she's saying is, does it make you feel any better that you have now convinced me? Like they've just fought this massive battle.
Mm-hmm.
She needs something a little bit better than. Then Momo goes, Rosa, Mammy, and I are going to focus on getting rescue personnel down here, and she responds, right. And then it's Rosa turning to Brig and says, there's only 5 of us left. 6 if we include you now. We were looking forward to being normal again and the war being over. And it's that gut punch moment.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, they just want to be normal.
They want to be normal girls.
Yeah.
They just want to live their lives.
And it's, all those being mean wasn't necessarily them trying to be mean. It was them
being over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There, now you can definitely see what's going on in that scene.
Does it make you feel better that you've convinced me? Not really. My home is destroyed. I think that's a much better. That's a much stronger response.
Mm-hmm.
So the artists are really against the that AI generated
Yeah.
art program. And like there were some people that were trying to figure out how to make comics with it.
That doesn't surprise me.
And you can, and they look fantastic. But apparently they take a lot of work to make it do what you want it to do. And then you still have to put the individual pictures together into a coherent scene.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was watching one person, this is Spike who does Iron Circus, goes great in the next couple of years. All I'm gonna see is just crappy Picasso-esque art for comics being driven my way.
Yeah.
And I'm already seeing like, authors play with it for their covers of their book.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, come on, guys, hire an artist.
It's always about. That's part of the problem I have with this again. Back to the capitalistic thing. Every time in the capitalistic structure, when we finally get it so that we can actually do a job, somebody finds something cute that cuts us all out of a job, and capitalism says, well, then go do something else, like work at McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Really?
Well, and in this case, it's billionaires not wanting to pay artists.
Mm-hmm.
Because this didn't just drop out of the sky. These things were made by people who hired a programmer to make it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And were willing to drop buku bucks on making it work.
Yep.
And then now they're having the internet teach it to do its thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I'm with you. Preaching to the choir, brother.
Yeah.
I actually have been up against this for a while, and I get a couple of people who are like, well, but yeah, the one that makes me the maddest is the ones who are like, you know what? This is what's happened all through history. You just need to retrain to a new job now. Like, that's the thing. You picked the wrong job to work in, clearly. And it's like,
Yeah.
and that makes me the maddest because it's like, yes, but I certainly could go out there and pull some lever for the rest of my life. That's certainly something I could do. How fulfilling is that as far as a career? Not at all. And what's the point of it? There really isn't. You're just giving me busy work so that I justify my existence.
Yeah.
I could continue to do this, and then you could say it's okay to not be paid, and then waive all of my fees in life or whatever. But no, I have to justify my existence to the world. It still makes me mad about these things. Bunkmaster Fuller used to say something like that too. He was saying we have to move past the point where we believe that everybody must justify their existence. And I don't even believe that here in the Unity. In this world, all the people who are here wanted to explore in space. That's why they're here. There's nobody on this ship that is trying to earn a keep or whatever.
Yeah, because it's such stupid a thing.
Yeah. And are there people who sit at home all day long and watch TV? Sure. Absolutely. That happens all the time. But I actually firmly believe, especially, you and me, we're living proof that you don't need to be paid in order to have a drive to do a thing. So we know that the other side is true, which is people will do work even without being threatened, Hey, Merrick.
Yeah.
We're grumpy.
Hey, Merrick.
We were talking about the AI generating artwork thing, and it grumps. Makes me mad. And I'm replacing a scene. Yeah, we aren't either. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, part of the reason why I haven't been on lately is I don't know why, but I've been getting very tired at like 10 and just going to bed. I think part of that is my body's been healing.
Good. I think that's a great thing. You've been in some dire straits, so I'm glad to hear anything that involves you healing.
Yeah.
James was saying, it says nowhere on the ship that it's the Kittiwake. And I'm like, well, about that. It actually does. You just can't tell because it's written in Tamrabeshi. I actually think that it's going to be funny. I actually was thinking about this, and I'm of the opinion that the Commonwealth ships are actually written in English. So you'll actually be able to read the names of those ships. Because one of the traits of the Commonwealth is they don't like to adjust you know? So
Yeah.
they were unwilling to adjust to Tamarveshi, so they just made everybody conform to English for 500 years. And then he was like, "Oh, that's a life form? Oh, I just thought it was like a really weird IV unit." And I'm like, "Oh god." And then I looked at it and I'm like, "Oh, he's right." So we just added this line here that shows that this Jessine is talking. It's hard. There's a bunch of aliens in this scene. And so it's like all these aliens that nobody's acclimated to, but I've been drawing them now for a year and a half. So of course I don't think about it. Jessine and Najor and Shakrana just wander around all the time on my ship, and I don't think twice about it. And it's like, oof. Alrighty. That's complete. That's the last, I think, major bump. I think everything else is complete. So he liked the cliffhanger. Now checking the wife, her arguments. Found her time 2 on the next page. That's got to be fixed. Good catch. Ship apostrophe S air. There we go. Alrighty. Now we need to make sure the other thing, which is to check to make sure that nobody has large-sized bubbles. I have changed my bubble size because we had Cat on the show a couple of nights ago. And they were showing me their art, and I was like, "Ah, crap! I really like the size of the artwork around your bubbles." And they were like, "It's like 5.6 point or something like that." I was like, "Crap! Kind of want that." Is this entire? Did I not? I saved this. Yeah. This still has the crosses on it. Which means, yeah, it didn't get spaced correctly. It didn't get gapped correctly. Oh, man. I did this and I must not have saved it somehow. That's a brutal one. We had a power failure a couple of nights ago. And this must have been the page that was up at the time. And I must not have accidentally saved it or something. Because I remember doing it. Wow.
Yeah, you've also been getting some crazy thunderstorms down that way.
We really have some weird stuff.
This year has been really weird for
Weather. Yeah. It's not going to get better. Oh, hey, that's useful.
Did you hear in China they're having to stop production of their factories for a week because of the heat?
Oh, man, that's brutal. So, while Kat was here, Kat noticed me doing this and said, "Do you know how to do the thingy to fix that problem?" And I'm like, no. So,
what thingy?
The gutter knife, the frame knife. Are you familiar with the frame knife? So,
shit, I'm barely familiar with the frame thing.
Right, you're barely familiar with frame, much less the frame knife. There's a requirement that manga goes through where it has kind of weird frames distancing. So so the spacing between the gutter, which is what I'm working on right now, the gutter between frames is in an American comic uniform. So it's, whatever, 3 millimeters, let's say. And it's uniform.
Okay.
In a manga, it's not uniform. And actually, I will go over here to my workstation and show you exactly how this works. Because it's kind of cool. But I got to clean up my workstation real quick because it's a mess. Because I am a slob. So, and I will show Merrick this as well, but I think Merrick was here the other time. So looking over here, I have an American comic and a Japanese comic, right?
Yes.
And if you look at the American comic, the gutters are uniform.
Yes.
They're all about, say, 3 millimeters, give or take, right? Doesn't matter which way you go, they're all that way. On a Japanese comic, though, they're not uniform. The horizontal gutter is thicker than the vertical gutter.
Interesting.
And the reason is because a Japanese manga could be read this way or read this way. So the way they do the gutters tells the reader which way the panel orientation is, because of course it can be read in Japanese mode or it can be read in English mode. So to fix that conformingness thingy, I have to make sure my gutters all match. So that's what we're doing here, is we're matching up our gutters on this. So in this instance, that's the problem is, of course, I forgot that, of course, naturally, and did not, in fact, conform my gutters. And so now we are at this point where I've got to go through and conform all my gutters up for these things so that they all fit. Irritating.
Interesting.
So I'd forgotten to do that. Now, what Cat showed me, and I will show you in a moment, is how to do gutters uniformly and already preset in Clip Studio. So the gutter sizes are not your problems. You have other problems to deal with, not gutter size. There we go. Alrighty. Now I can kill all these gutter markers. Because I've lined them all up. And you can see it just looks smarter. Now that I've done that from the time that I did before, the gutters just look smarter. They just look cleaner. You know, this page looks cleaner than it originally was, which looked like this. So this is the original page, and this is us now. It's a small difference, but it makes a lot of change in the way that this works and looks and yada, yada, yada. So anyway, there you go. So the way to do this, I will show you real quick by giving a new page, blank page, right? You go to the gutter tool, which
And where's
is,
the gutter tool?
it's off the left side of the screen. So let me switch to full view for me. The gutter tool is over here, right above the text tool, right? So it looks like a bunch of little frames right over here.
I have
right?
a frame border.
Yeah, that's it. And then you can set your frame border for whatever size you make it. You know, for me, I tend to do 18 point. And then you just do this. You put a big, huge frame on the page, right? So that's the frame. Then you switch over to the tab here, right? And this is the cut. And you can divide them. And if you hold the shift key, it'll divide them straight. And you will note I have already configured it to do 4 millimeters there and 2 millimeters here. So I've already configured it for manga style.
Interesting.
I can cut them up into as many of them as I want. So there you go. That's the nature of it there. It's easier to see from here. But that's how you do it. And I was like, oh man, that would have saved me because I had to go through every page and justify my frames so that my frames would be straight. Every page. all the way down. It was horrible. So, do not save. This one, however, now we have to go through and fix. Because, of course, we're looking at this page versus this page. I find it interesting that it has auto-saved and updated this page. That's funny. Okay. Because I have the oh wow, it auto-updates both sides. Wild. Here's what we're going to do. Go into this frame. We don't need to worry about those two because they're starship frames. We'll go into this frame and paste. Right, there we go. And then we will go into this frame and paste. Perfect. And then we'll go into this frame and paste. Same thing. Go into here and paste. I have recovered almost all. Which one's that one? Bottom right. Nope, I don't need to worry about that one. I don't need to worry about you either. Left frame. Ha! Take that.
Boom.
Boom. Now all I got to do is one fix on this. On top of things, I guess. And we have fixed the problem. I knew it was going to be a kind of a pain in the butt. All right. So now that one's fixed. We got to go through and fix all of these guys.
Well, Clip Studio is actually designed to draw into it. So, learning to draw on that rather than like Photoshop is actually, you'll find more tools in Clip Studio that will help you draw.
I agree. And every so often, Clip Studio will have a sale where you can get the big version of it for relatively cheap. And the PC version is still a one purchase and you're done.
Yeah.
The mobile versions, they're doing the subscription model, and I'm not happy about that. One of the reasons I moved to Clip Studio was because I didn't want to mess with subscription models anymore. And I'm worried that it's only a matter of time before they decide to put us on subscription model too. But that's borrowing trouble. We don't have proof that they're going to do it. So.
But yeah, there's lots of things like. So one of the tools in here. Let me. Is like, let's say you wanted to do a straight line. They actually have an entire ruler section where you can go, hey, I want to do this thing here. And you can put rulers in and get perfectly straight lines when you draw.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's even set up so that you can go in and say, hey, I want to have a radial, a series of radial lines. And you can do that. Just boom. It is literally set up for mangaka to draw.
Yep. Which makes some sense. It was built in part with Monkey Punch, who was a manga artist who recently passed away. So.
Oh, Monkey Punch died? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. He recently passed. I met the guy 100 million years ago, back when the Earth was new and dinosaurs roamed and stuff like that, at Acon. Good guy.
It's amazing how many manga artists have been passing away recently.
Well, he passed away in 2019, so I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah.
And he was, to be fair, he was born in 1937. So he wasn't exactly a spring chicken.
Monkey Punch, he did Lupin the Third.
Yeah, Lupin the Third, and all of those are that same genre. Kiko Kamen, I think. Yeah. Mostly Lupin the Third. But he was involved in this software. And the whole point behind what he was a fascinating man, because even at 80, he was interested in better and newer technologies to make manga run faster. He's not wrong. I mean, this is super fast. This would take a lot longer if I wanted to do this. By in there. Yeah, his name was actually Monkey Punch. That wasn't his name. It was his pseudonym. It was his, pen name. Obviously, it's not like his mom said, "Hey, you should be called Monkey." The Punch family. Yeah, that was his pseudonym.
So one of my friends went to the Alamo to see the new Dragon Ball movie,
Oh yeah.
and he said before it started, um, they they were running all of these weird.
Yeah, Miura. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just agreeing with Merrick. That's all.
And Mira's assistant has taken over Berserk.
Yep.
The interesting thing about the assistant is the assistant was his best friend, and they,
Thing.
huh?
They had a falling out, didn't they?
Yeah, at one point, actually, if you look at Berserk, the Berserk is about their friendship.
Makes sense.
So, if you look at it, Mira is Guts, and then the other guy is Hawk. And so, like when Hawk gets tortured and is like on death's door, that actually happened to the assistant. The assistant was in a motorcycle.
He was portrayed as Griffith.
Yeah, Griffith. He was in a motorcycle accident and almost killed. And that entire time, he was, because that was after their falling out, it was him trying to figure out what he was going to do with himself and his life. So it was very, very interesting how the comic was Kentaro Miura's like view on their relationship. Well, that was the rebirth. That was the one guy's rebirth. Because he became a very successful manga artist. And Miura felt that he was being pushed to the background.
I've not been following this manga. I actually have recently realized that nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to be able to read them all. Yeah, right?
Yeah. I mean, you have to pick your poison on what you're going to read from manga. Honestly, there's just so much out there.
So much, yeah. And actually, I am in a relatively light area as far as the genres. There aren't any classic sci-fis. There aren't a lot of classic sci-fis. I mean, you've got your heavy hitters like, Gundam, which is classic spaceship sci-fi, and Macross. But short of those guys, I keep going and looking, and just not a lot. There's some. It's not like there's none, but it is
like
very,
Ghost in the Shell.
yeah, gets
going-
it's like just not a lot.
Yeah, that's more cyberpunk at that point.
Yeah.
Oh no, it is. Berserk is one of those that it is a fantastic series, but I like you. I would not just go throwing that out as a recommendation of, oh yeah, you're starting in manga. Well, I highly recommend you
Yeah,
read
don't
this
start up
first.
Berserk. I've read a few. It's not like I've not read none or not read any. I have read a few. I just not a lot. Not enough to follow the entire saga. And it's like One Piece. It's like you can't. You physically cannot do it. You know?
Yeah, there's too much there.
You have to be dedicated to the idea of, it's just too much. Even the things I love, I have not read all of the Gundam series, and I love Gundam. I'm a major Gundam nut, but I haven't gone through all of it. It's so epic. There's so much. I have managed to keep pretty good with Macross, but that is my home base. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh God, the Lost Children arc.
Oh, man.
God.
What's so funny is that I am a OG Macross fan, always will be. But Macross 7 was actually a lot of fun for me. I loved Macross 7, and now rewatching it, it's a little cheesy because it's a little dated, but it's still fun. Haven't seen Delta yet because it came out after I came back from Japan. And there's been a war between Big West and Harmony Gold over Macross, and they just buried the hatchet. So now I'll finally get to see Delta. But I did watch Frontier while I was in Japan, and I liked Frontier a lot. So those are where I really kind of, it's a thing. Now, Macross Plus was really good, and that was short. In fact, I just got a shirt that says, Space Proving Wing, so that I can, enjoy that. But yeah, you can definitely see the influences in my stories. Yeah. The thing about Delta is I really want to know what the story is behind the Draken. That is such a wild mech. I'm so into the Draken. And it's pretty too. It's like this beautiful gold and black. And it's one of the first times I've ever seen a Macross mech with only a single engine on the back sort of setup. So, anyway. Into Delta, though. I want to see it. It's coming out soon. I will buy it. It will be in my library, and I will enjoy every last minute of it, as I have with all other Macrosses. It's funny because Macross was what got me into anime back in the 80s. I had a buddy, and I was watching Robotech, and he said, well, what you don't know is that Robotech is actually called this show Macross in Japan, and it isn't this. It's not quite the same. And I was like, really? He's like, oh yeah, there's a whole lot more that happened in it. Oh, okay, well, let's watch it. So he managed to get himself a bootleg of the movie, Macross the movie, and we watched it. And of course, I'm in junior high here, and we've got Minmay naked in the shower, and we've got people getting beheaded And the Quadlin Rao lands and not Myriad, because that's her name. And yeah, so Myriad then promptly steps on the male power armor, and you can see his eyes bulge out as he gets crushed. And I'm like, holy crap, this is completely beyond what I can comprehend. I'm like, this is a cartoon. You have that moment. It was like so wild, and it was so cool. And oh man, just the scene, even today, the scene when Miria comes in is just so cool. It's just so cool. She just kills everything. And it's like, hurrah. So saw that, and that was it for me. I never went back. Although I do love Robotech, but I love it in a different way. It's Betsu in my head. So it's separate. There's Macross, then there's the Robotech world. And they're two. They might as well be two different shows completely. So gosh, what is Myriad? Now I can't think of her name. Well, yeah, everybody treats it as a completely different series, but I do love it. I do have an awful lot of love for Robotech, and I always will. Just that it's a different critter.
Yeah.
I always love Robotech. Buritai. Who is just Britai? There we go. No, she's Miria 639. That's who she is. Even in Macross, she's Miria 639. It's like, I know she's in here. These are the Macross mangas. The Macross the First. Actually drawn by Haruhiko Mikimoto, which makes me super happy every time. But, I mean, it's not like I don't like Most Piata. Definitely loving Most Piata quite a bit.
Oh, did you see the news that came out this weekend?
Probably not. I was too busy trying to get the stupid convention organized. What's the news that came out this weekend?
They found the American Sailor Moon pilot.
Oh, the DIC pilot?
Yes.
Oh, God.
And it is just as cringeworthy as you would think.
It's horrible. It's a horrible thing. Oh, God.
But they were able to find it. Like, that has been the like the unicorn.
Yeah.
Searching for that horrendous thing.
Did it get posted up?
Yeah, it got posted up and everything.
Nice. I'll have to go see it. I will cry because it'll be horrible, but still.
I think it mixed. Well, like they were saying that, like Sailor Moon, her power, part of it, she could only power up if she had the rose from Tuxedo Mask. So she needed a man to make her stronger.
I mean, yeah. I'm just gonna say already that Sailor Moon was cringeworthy. We all know that. We agree. That's pretty brutal, man.
Yeah, but this is cringe on like an American level.
Right? This is cringe on a level that we've never seen. Alrighty, guys. That's it. I think that's it. I think I'm going to make one last pass, and I think we are out. All things have been done. Yeah, man, that'd be wild. Oh boy. Oh yeah, the actual like the American drawn Sailor Moon.
Yeah, that one.
Way back.
Okay, I'm gonna watch this, but only for a minute.
Oh my god. It's so terrible. It had live action moments to it.
Wow.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
It's in the Library of Congress. Oh God. I feel like this is going to be horrible.
I mean, it's like watching a train wreck.
Mm-hmm. They switched the color of Luna, though, to white. I like the fact they put live action in here just so that we could have, like, you know, less animation to animate. But it's animated so that we don't have to worry about it. If we want, we don't have to actually put them in actual costumes. Oh God. This is somewhat of a bizarre insanity. And the funny part is, I'm like, well, I kind of thought that Sailor Moon was bad to begin with, but they actually leveled it up to better. 3 or 4 levels of horrible. The sailboards. I don't know what to think about this. Oh my God. Luckily, we have that one girl who's in a wheelchair for reasons.
She's the diversity hire.
Right?
My God. So terrible.
They use the same logo, though.
Well, and Tuxedo Mask is practically the same design.
Except worse written. Oh, this is pretty horrible, actually. Okay, I'm gonna watch the rest of this later. Not now. Yeah, Clip Studio generally goes on sale somewhere in September. Highly recommend, if you can, get the EX version. That's the extended version. It's the most expensive version. Usually drops down into about like the $80 price range. Highly recommend it. It's a good, it's worth it because that comes with all of the extra textures and all the extra tools and everything like that. But also stick with us and you can ask us questions and we will happily help you out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because even if you don't use those tools right away, if you talk to us, you know, eventually you might go, hey, you know, I want to do this, and how do I do that? You know.
I am saving a backup of this comic so that now I can start dinking with it and trying to break it and conform it to the other standards without having actual issues. So I'll close that. Open recent, not the backup. Make sure there is a backup before I go dinking with it. Good. Okay, we'll bring up the main comic again. And now we will see if I can't do batch fixing on this without ruining everything.
And that's when he cried himself to sleep.
That's why I backed the whole damn thing up. Because I'm like, I've got an entirely different file now. So if it works this, we will know. I don't have to worry about it. I can just delete the stupid thing. Change project settings. All righty, people. So this guy comes with autosave. I actually disable it, or at least set it up to autosave once an hour instead of once every 4 minutes, because it actually stops the entire program, which is really irritating. Everything comes to a screeching halt for a minute. But your results may vary, as I often say. Okay, let's check out what we've got here on the Doodly Wops. We need to change to all of these orders right here. All my order changes. Move it out to this side so that I can keep it up on screen. All right. So canvas needs to be configured to 127. 180. Everything else is fine. Then we're at 115 by 190 with bleed 5. That's fine. 105 by 158 with minus 12. Minus 12. And now that I do this, hit OK. Set crop border smaller than paper size plus bleed width. What? I set my 115. That's right. Binding size 115. No, it says 105. Inner border should be 105 by 158. Okay, why are we having a problem here? My finish size should be set for 115 by 190. All right. And the canvas is 127 by 180. That's the problem. Maximum should be 190. Therein lies the rope right there. That's your problem. So this should be 200. Let's see what kind of damage this causes. Could cause all kinds of fun. Here's us breaking the comic.
And that's when all the magic smoke got out of the machine.
Yep. Yeah. Not horrible so far. Actually, it looks like it did just fine. Doesn't mean I'm still going to take a risk on it, but still. No. I don't want to change this page. I don't want to check the page settings of every page. That's ridiculous. Crap. Remind me never to do this again. So I did the first 16 pages, or first 19 pages, and did the second 19 pages, or the next whatever from 20 on. And now it seems to think they're two different units. And the first one are 20 individual pages that all are going to require me to change these settings individually. Everything has to be like the long way.
Yeah, it can't be the easy way. No.
That would
Can't
be
have
way
that.
too easy. Yeah. This all has to be done manually for each page. Ugh.
And that's when the guy eternal screaming happened.
Scream. Speaking of Sailor
Hmm. Now, I got 2 pages done, so
Yeah, you can't abandon me yet.
I'm gonna hop off here. I can't abandon you. Oh no.
Yeah. I have to suffer. So do you. You're like, watch me. Beep.
What does this button do? Leave chat.
Gone. Damn it. Told him not to abandon me. Oh. You know what I might do is just export all of these as JPEGs. It might be better to just export these as JPEGs, set up a standard comic book thing, and just import each page. It would only take, 34 pages or whatever. It might actually just take a less time and be less of a pain in the ass. That may actually be better. I may have to do that. Going through and changing all of these individually one by one is going to be a pain. A major pain. Major pain?
Major pain.
I also need to check, the last thing I need to check is Patsy brought in a bunch of edits at the last minute, which is fine too. But I want to check to make sure I've covered all of her mistakes, or not her mistakes, but her edits. I'm just kidding. You don't have to hang out here, my friend. I appreciate it. But misery does love company. However, friends don't make friends suffer.
No, I'm zoning out right now.
It's all good, man. I love you, bro. You don't have to do that.
So I should be on tomorrow.
Oh, good. Tomorrow morning or night?
Evening.
Okay. So.
Because during
is
the morning I've been doing a lot of
other
work
things
around the farm. So.
Right. Yep. It's all about that farm. As long as you don't buy it, we're good.
I mean, there are lots of ways you could take that. Both positive and negative.
Right. All right. Oh my goodness, she's got lots of notes. Page 3. Stored money. Okay, got it.
You know, eventually I'm going to need an editor for this comic. And that's when I die.
Right. Oh, I see what she's saying. Just what was left of humanity. You know, this could probably do without the second just. There we go. 65,000 of us all watching in horror as our world burned. I agree. The last line is missing opening quotation marks. Right? Why did it give you wrong font for those quotation marks?
Alright, I'm going to catch you later, my friend.
Laters, man. I will just keep editing. I'll see you tomorrow.
Alright.
Good night.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Now it's just me and you, Merrick. Doing the last edits here. Let's get this thing done. Let's get her done. Okay. Are you not Ariel? Okay. It's like dealing with a child here. Not sure I care that much. Okay. Page 5. She says the ending sentence, it ends with a word with just.
Okay. Say 5. 5. The ending sentence that ends with the word with. Oh. Oh, I see. That's because you can't tell if that's an ellipsis. That's why. I see what the problem is. Because she's cutting him off. That's why. All right. Cheng has a run-on sentence. Ah, crap. Stupid run-on sentences. Yep, that's a run-on, all right. So there are some issues that we have with some issues we have with Clip Studio Paint. One of them is that it doesn't handle text well. And no period for reasons that are bizarre, but there shouldn't be a period on any of these. We're having problems with the ellipses. It's a font issue that I'll fix before the next issue. We're going to have to go in and do some work on the font. Okay. That was some good editing there. Page 6, last panel. Sir ends in a period. Not anymore. Oh, 900 ends in a period. Is that on page 7? Yeah, so we're good there. We killed a period here. That's literally all we did. It's all right. It rolls. Page 7. 0900, 0900. Yeah, dash. Gotcha. In the middle of that last text, I was interrupted by a minor emergency. I need. So yeah. Do I know? Okay. Okay, so that's all that there is on page 7. Cool. Last page of page 10. Last panel. Okay, we're on last panel. into. Oh, it's into. Yeah, it is. And that shouldn't be ellipses. Alrighty. I don't. It's all right. I believe you. I just write things kind of weird there. Wow. Patsy's like, you here? I'll show proof that you did it wrong. It's fine. I believe you. I mean, I asked her to put this thing through the ringer, and she definitely did. I would add Chang, page 2 Chang. I would add a comma after yeah, comma. I'm good. Sounds good to me. Now let's see the apostrophe in the last line. Don't. What last line? Let's see, don't. And she's on a different page. So we'll go to 14. Well, 13. Check 13. I don't think she means 13. I think she means 14. So there is a convention that says that we don't use periods in comics. And I don't know why that convention's there. I don't know what it's about, but it is a thing. So you either do or you don't. That's not Chang. That does have an apostrophe, though. So what I will do is, since it's not quite clear, I'll make it more clear. And then remember that I got to go after this guy, too. So the font that I'm using here is literally my handwriting. I made a handwriting font, but the font compiler seems to have done some weird things. 15, third panel, apostrophe, missing an apostrophe, can't. No, it's not. You can't see it. Same thing. She's going to be after apostrophes for a while. It is a weird convention, and I'm not sure why that's a convention or what the point is behind it, but it's the convention. So you don't put that in for reasons. Page 16, first panel. Yeah, she was brutal with this. Perfect. This is awesome. Man, I'm totally in on this. Missing a comma before, sir. Yep, that is. All right. So, second panel of 16, dressing lieutenant before, comma before dressing. All right, comma lieutenant. Gotcha. If it does say though it is lieutenant isn't a proper noun. Maybe. The alien at the helm of Redux is a very creative design. Okay, cool. Click in, save. And she says 18. Last panel. I feel you did a really conveying emotion of the possible gravity of the situation. That's all she wanted to say. It was just she likes this page. Sweet. Okay. Okay, 19, 20, 21, 22. Panel 2. You get all this chatter coming in from our beloved AI. Panel 2. I mean, we are all people. Its own sentence. However, there we go. All right, we're going on the system. Okay. Either way, there's no comma. I mean, we are all people. Yeah, he pauses in my head, but I can see that. I mean, we are all people. However, the chances that... So it's actually funny because my wife put a hold on that line saying, I don't like people. She thinks that it should be something else, but I really want to indicate that that this artificial intelligence is saying we're all humans, essentially, but of course they're not. So she was recommending creatures or something like that, and I was like, I don't know if I like that at all. Because it sounds like we are all creatures, sounds like we're some kind of monsters. So, torn on page 24. Okay, save. 24. Panel 2. Man. Not sure because of the obvious urgency of the statement, whether or not there should be a comma between if you're going to help us, you don't need permission or not. Calls for it grammarly, but it reads better the way you have it. Okay, well, she's saying in this panel that grammarly we need a comma there. However, because of the urgency of this, it doesn't sound like, or doesn't feel like you need a comma there. Right? If you're going to help us, you don't need permission. So the comment here. I think I'll leave it. It works. She hits again on 29 for the same reason. Could survive this, comma, Kitty-Wake. Grammarly. Similar to the first panel on page 25 and 29. This one, though, I feel like she's calmer than Jamal, who he is freaked out. Your aliens on page 24 are awesome. I love your aliens, she says. Hey, love.
Hello?
Okay. All right. How was your dance thingies?
It was fun. It was a good night for dancing.
It was a good night for dancing.
Yeah,
Good.
they played good music.
Excellent.
I got some compliments. Some guy asked me if I had an Instagram account. What would I do with an Instagram account?
I love the idea of you with an Instagram account, though. I think that's cute. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
I don't know. You're cute enough you could have an Instagram account, I think.
Yeah, but I never will.
You and all those 20-somethings.
Right?
I like the idea. It's like, well, okay. Okay. Hang on to your butts. We're going to keep it because asses doesn't sound as good. And so we are at the very end. This is it. This is the last edit pieces that were put in. Page 33. And I mean, she is fine-tooth combing it. You know, grammarly, you need to add a comma here, but I think the urgency changes the comma, so you don't need that sort of like level of. I mean,
Yeah.
and this is a run-on sentence. You need to break it in half. Okay. The only run-on. I'm amazed that that's the only run-on.
You're not as bad at run-ons as some people whose work I edit.
Right. Alex. Yep. Page 33, panel 3. 1, 2, 3. Work,
Yeah.
work, work.
Hate
Is a
security.
menace. Then I found her.
Oh, next week, Friday, is the Goth Burlesque show. And our favorite bartender put us on the list so we don't have to pay cover.
Oh, hey, that's nice.
So, definitely going to that. So now you have to decide if you want to go to someplace hot and loud to see mostly naked goths. Or to
Mostly
watch The
naked
Boys with
goths.
Troy.
Oh, yeah. Ah. This just became a mess. That sentence was a disaster area. Now it's not a disaster area. Okay. Save. And Alliance of Aliens. This is the last thing we need to fix. And I said before 36, I would use the word "an." Alliance of Aliens. Oh yeah, I guess we would, wouldn't it? Call them the Unity. I feel like I came up with a better. Oh man, that's good. Okay, good. Good. That's it, guys. We're at the end of Patsy, who is the last person to do this, but I also feel like I had a better blurb. If I go out here, pull this up. No, it's just better. I still feel like that back page needs to be fixed. But other than that, I think we are clear. That is all of the edits for tonight. And just in time for midnight. Look at us. Look at us doing the job. Okay, all the edits are in, all the fixes are in, and all the bubbles have been fixed. I think what I will do is just export the whole lot as JPEGs. Actually, it's PNGs. I'm figuring that we're probably chopping up because of the fact that I'm finishing all this stuff and crunching down all the things here. All right. Now we'll turn off that. I think. For illustration. No. They don't have more to worry about. Alrighty. Let's see what kind of trouble we get into here. Now we're under a now it's going to go chop as it tries to go through all of this. You should be watching this. Chop. For the next and tomorrow I can see a whole lot formatted for comic book size frame. And now I will take back pills so that I can actually sleep some night. While I wait for this thing to chug, 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 chug. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see if it did what it was supposed to do. Nope. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. I guess I should have known. That's funny. But not what we're supposed to do. Try it one more time. Export multiple pages. Batch export. PNG. And text. Chug, chug, chug. Chug, chug, chug. Right. The last time I didn't put in the text. We need the text. That's important. Can't not. Right. Text is kind of important. Although I can see why you'd want to export without text, because then if you did that, you could put in text. You could do the entire comic, and then still have text in as a layer for checking.
Which would allow you to edit text.
Right, because once we're flattened out like this, we're about to do, there will be no editing of the text. There will be no editing of anything. But I've already done all the editing. So now all I need to do is just crank it through. Seems to like it better when I don't tell it to kill all the text. All right, let's see what we got. One last check. There we go. All those pages. Look at all this work I've done. Okay. Now we'll mount it tomorrow into a frame. Oh. What did... No, I don't like that sound right there. I don't know. It still says one-time purchase over here. Yeah. So these are upgrades, it looks like. Monthly usage plans can be used from version 1.99 or later. I mean, I hate to say this, but I mean, I know that they need to make money. I know everybody needs to make money, but I am spending $5 everywhere, and every month I'm being nickel and dime to death to keep doing work. It's not like I make a lot of money. In fact, I make no money on this. Guess it wouldn't be so bad if I made money. But as we were just talking at the beginning of this, but it does still say at the top of the page, right here, it does still say one-time purchase, download version. Right? So yeah, because it still has a button up here that says upgrade to Pro or EX as a one-time purchase. Right? But then this says monthly usage plan special rate for users of one-time purchase plan. So I don't know. I don't understand what they're trying to say here. This doesn't. I know that they've been trying to head towards it. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about that, man. But I mean, it's getting to the point where it's like it won't matter. You're going to end up having to pay $10 a month for everything you own, and you're going to have to do it for all 5,000 things you have. It gets to the point where, regardless of how we do it, we're all going to end up spending $6,000 every month at $5 intervals for everything, and there will be no choice. Your options are to not do the thing, so I don't know. I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the case at all. But we'll see. All right, I'm going to go to bed. I will talk to you later. Thank you for joining me today, Merrick. I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful evening. We'll be here tomorrow night. Same bad time, same bad channel. We'll also be here tomorrow morning. Slightly different bad time, slightly different bad channel, but we'll still be there. So I'll see you later anyway. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.